Your head's cut off.
Yeah, but then yours is like that.
No, that's alright.
Okay. Oh, it's so uncomfortable, but okay.
You can put it down. Good morning, welcome to Tuesday. We hope you've had a really wonderful Easter weekend. We certainly have. I've even got a bit sunburnt, but what are we if we don't get sunburnt when the sun comes out? Today's reading is Psalm 112. Praise the Lord. How joyful are those who fear the Lord and delight in obeying his commands. Their children will be successful everywhere. An entire generation of godly people will be blessed. They themselves will be wealthy, and their good deeds will last forever. Light shines in the darkness for the godly. They are generous, compassionate, and righteous. Good comes to those who lend money generously and conduct their business fairly. Such people will not be overcome by evil. Those who are righteous will be long remembered. They do not fear bad news. They confidently trust the Lord to care for them. They are confident and fearless and can face their foes triumphantly. They share freely and give generously to those in need. Their good deeds will be remembered forever. They will have influence and honour. The wicked will see this and be infuriated. They will grind their teeth in anger. They will slink away, their hopes thwarted.
So this is a relatively simple psalm, I think. It's quite nice. And there's not really a lot that I have to say about it, but what there is I find very challenging. And so each part of the verse starts off with like a characteristic, I guess, that we would like to aspire to. Your children will be successful everywhere. Sounds good. They themselves will be wealthy. Yep, that's good. Their good deeds will last forever. I'd like some of that. Light shines in the darkness. Yep, that sounds good. Good comes to those. Yep, that sounds good as well. They do not fear bad news. Yep, like a bit of that. They're confident, fearless. They will have influence and honour. And all these things sound pretty good. Most people, I think, would enjoy having some of that. But then the challenge comes in the second part of the verse, where their children will be successful, an entire generation of godly people. They themselves will be wealthy, and their good deeds will last forever. The light shines in darkness for the godly, for they are generous, they are compassionate, they are righteous. Good comes to those who lend money generously and conduct business fairly. Such people will not be overcome by evil. Those who are righteous will be long remembered. They do not fear bad news because they confidently trust in the Lord to care for them. They are confident and fearless and can face their foes triumphantly. They share freely, give generously to those in need. So, while these are characteristics we all strive for and would all like a bit more of in our lives, the challenge cuts deep straight afterwards. That all these things will come to those that love God, that trust in God, that delight in him and obey his commands. How joyful are those who fear the Lord and delight in obeying his commands. Then all the stuff comes next, all the good things that we like, all the things that the world tells us are good comes after being joyful in fearing the Lord and delighting in obeying his commands. And finally we finish with the wicked will see this and be infuriated. They will grind their teeth in anger. They will slink away, their hopes thwarted. And so my challenge is for you is, how are you delighting in God? How are you being joyful, fearing the Lord? How are you obeying his commands? And then all of those second part verses. How are you being a godly people? How are you sharing generously, giving compassionately? How are you being righteous, and so on? So that's the little challenge that I have for you today. Simple but hard. Challenge for us all.
Bye.
That's it.
Have a great Tuesday.